It gets to a point where they're telling the world what's coming. It's just a matter of, are the people listening? Are they seeing what's actually there? Are they hearing what's being said without being distracted? There's a lot of distractions on purpose, by the way. That way, if you missed something, it was on you. That's how they feel. If you missed the opportunity, it was on you. They said it, right? No bad karma's on them. No bad energies on them. They did their part. That's how they feel. But it gets to a point where they can't keep it in anymore. It's just too big. They can see what's there. What am I talking about? This is from Bloomberg. They're saying what I've been saying for years. I mean, if any researcher could see it coming. Listen to this. This article is titled, "Tokenization has become Wall Street's latest favorite crypto buzzword." Why? What's going on right now, folks? You and I both know it. Some of you work on Wall Street. Some of you are researchers. Some of you are, analysts. I'm talking about high paid analysts. You know who you are. Why are they saying that? Tell the truth. Because they know. Well, the article writers now, they can talk about it now. This mainstream can talk about it now because it's so big. You can't hide it anymore. Behind the scenes, all the researchers, I'm talking about, they get paid big money to do this. All the analysts are telling their clients, listen, there's big money in the future. There's a high percentage of possibility. Big money is there in the future with real world asset tokenization. But people should have known this was going to become their quote unquote favorite buzzword when BlackRock start talking about it. Let me tell you something. BlackRock, and I'm not going to say too much about them. They're a very interesting company. If you look into certain technology, not just this one, I'm dropping little breadcrumbs here. If you look into certain technologies, they have a certain wing of their company that looks into certain things. What they're looking into, let's just say, anytime they get involved, it's only because massive amounts of capital can be made. There's a few companies like that. You got BlackRock, you have Vanguard, you have Blackstone. You hear those names, you know, like you may not like what they do, but you know there's big value there. Okay, so now they were some of the earliest. They weren't the first because Ripple was talking about RWA tokenization, a few other Bankcoin. The Bankcoins were the first. Then came other big companies like BlackRock because they sniffed that value. They sniffed that money out. It's not a game. They want their pockets to explode. And unlike regular people, my apologies, but regular people have so many doubts at times. They don't trust themselves at times. These companies are cold-blooded. They're going to go get that bag of money. Oh, yeah. It could be a fire there. Just painting a visual picture for you. Could be a fire there. Could be snow, ice. Satan himself. They're going to walk through, buddy, and get that bag of money. This is what these companies do. So they see the opportunity here and they're thinking to themselves, now, wait a minute. Everybody's still stuck on the superficial aspect of crypto. They are, right? Oh, crypto go up, crypto go down. Very primitive way of no disrespect. You know what I'm talking about. You get what I'm talking about. You understand my lingo. I must convey this as clear as possible because it seems like everything's very close. I could be completely wrong. But it seems like things are accelerating very fast. Okay, so now back to the picture. They see everyone still stuck on just the superficialities of crypto. Crypto go up, crypto go down, playing that old game. Very antiquated game. They're not looking at the utility. Not everyone, only a small group is looking at the utility. And an even smaller group is looking at something very specific, like real world asset tokenization. Do you understand that when we first start covering things like this, and I knew this was serious, big time stuff, but it has to build. Not everything happens meteorically. It has to build. A baby, you don't just pop a baby out. Baby pops out and he starts running around the room. I hope you call an exorcist if that does happen, but it doesn't work like that. You have to first hold that baby, right? You have to help it nourish it. Then you help it crawl. It starts crawling on the little baby. I'm not even going. I have to tell you, I was born a full grown. I'm just saying, I was born a full grown man with a job. I'm just kidding around. But first the baby crawls. Then you hold it up and it takes a little wiggly step and you let it go and it falls down. Then you do that a couple of times and he starts getting a little stronger. Then he walks. Later on, he runs. Oh, Mick, we know this. You're talking about the basic stuff of life. Oh, Mick, come on with that. No, this has to do with psychology. It has to do with willpower. Because, see, regular people, they don't look at crypto as a baby we just been holding and nourishing. All these investments, what do you think that was? That's like milk to a baby. Well, the baby's growing up now. Now it's already been taking those wiggly steps. It's almost time for it to walk. But wait, if we're just getting to the part where it walks, remember, the pros are the ones who said it's in a nascent stage. That's the baby stage, little baby stage. If we're just getting to the point where it walks, and and we're about to see this shift in value, you already seen it. What happens when it runs? Do you think about that? Right? Well, no, wait a minute. Shh, hold on. It's just you and me here, right? This is privileged information. It's just you and me, right? Hey, don't bring nobody with you. Just me and you. We're in on this. So that's how they're looking at it. They see long term. They see where it's going to go. They play the long game. They play the short and the long game. Well, most regular people only play in the short game. There's big money in the short game, no doubt about it. It's even bigger money in that longer game. There's security in that longer game. But more than that, there's security in the psychology of the one who plays the longer game. See, that one who plays the longer game has patience. They're going to save their value. They're not just going to generate riches and wealth and blow it. They're going to keep it. They're going to be set forever. Not just them, their grandchildren, the grandchildren. I mean, what is this about? People have made millions of dollars and they blow it all the time like that. Boom, 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 boom. So, tokenization is their new buzzword. I ask you, tell me why. What do you think about? Why do you think that is? You think that it's their buzzword just cause? They just having a good time. They just want to say, tokenization. They just like to talk about. No, it's not for games and fun. I don't know where I was going with that, but it's like wanton verbiage is what I'm trying to convey. No, they're talking about it. These are money makers. They said Wall Street, they're money makers. Oh, there's some of the most people I've encountered, some of the most cold-blooded money makers. Their mother better not get in the way. Or mommy's getting ran over, they're going to get that money. So when they talk about something and it becomes a normalized thing that they're talking about, it's because they're excited about it, because there's value there. You see this? Now, wait a minute. Now we're going to get on to, you thought that was it. No, that's not it for this video. We're going to get onto this PDF. Just a little bit. I'm just going to give you a little bit from this PDF. And it tells a lot. Now, I had proposed something before, if you remember. See, you can't trust these entities. You can't. They try to swerve you. When they think the regular people are onto them, we're figuring out their secrets, right? We're becoming a little bit too educated. The most dangerous thing to elites is an educated regular person, the high intellectual, high IQ. And unfortunately for them, a lot of us have very high IQ. We took all the different tests. We've been tested across the board. They don't like that. They'll try to swerve you, throw you off, distract you. They're very good at it, but they're not good enough. See, because things like this. Now, remember before they said there was this big shift that happened. They said, hey, all these central banks, they're not concentrating on retail anymore. They're concentrating on wholesale. We heard that from UK. We saw that in China. Well, they have a bit of problems also with their retail aspect. We read that they told us directly. We heard that from a bevy of places. But what's this about then? Why are they still putting out all this deep research on retail? Listen, although I think there's no guarantees in any of this, I think we're going to dominate when it comes to retail. It shows that they still want to have a little part of retail. See, here's the trick I think they're playing. They want the private sector to carry retail. while they reap the benefits. They don't want to do all the work, the central banks and the bankers. They just want to get some of the capital. Yeah, I think they have a plan where they feel like they can benefit greatly, once again, while being lazy. They've always been lazy, right? This is why the private sector always comes out with all the technology that you believe that the central banks and the governments have and they're creating. It wasn't them. It's the private sector. But also keep in mind, before I get into this document right here, because a lot of people like to give away credit. I just don't do that. Here's the thing. Companies, big time private companies tend to always work with either central banks, large business institutions other than financial institutions, or the governments. They get private contracts. And that's where these entities get their technology from. It's not them themselves. They're getting it from private entities. So now that is why I always question this deep relationship that Ripple has with the US government. I know how that sounds because you had this. I told you it was a rogue faction. I said that for years. A rogue faction within the regulators going against them. And then you had the FDIC, all this stuff. But there was always a huge swath of the government that was pro Ripple. Keep that in mind. That was working with them. Faster Payments Council, Faster Payments Task Force, the different panels they've sat on. They've advised different people, just like in the UK, same thing. They've advised the Bank of England and stuff like that, even though regulations weren't to their liking. They've advised a bunch of different powerful central bank entities around the world, business entities around the world, although they claim that there's a faction of them that claim that they were against them. No, this is all very suspicious activity. This is how it always goes. And then once regulations come in, those companies tend to get private contracts. I don't think that Ripple's any different. I don't. See, now with their respect that they've garnered, all these big partnerships, they've done testing for years. They've allowed these large entities to test things out. Remember, they gave them those test offerings. I know I'm using the word test a lot, but my apologies. I don't have another word for it right now off the top of my head. But they've allowed them to use the system and they've seen the system is good. So why wouldn't they also, now that they're one of the biggest utility coin companies, they're at the forefront. And this goes for all the other bank coin companies as well, down on the line. They're all very powerful. Why wouldn't they get private contracts also? And once again, David Schwartz let it be known that everything that's on XRPL will affect the value of XRP. Then we had another expert come out and just generically say, everything that moves across the chain will affect the price of that native currency. It has to touch it. That's the way that it goes. That's the way that it's designed. Then that's not taken into account. The XRP, once again, is the absolute best thing on the XRPL, not some rusty, crusty, dusty, slow, stable coin. I don't take it as disrespecting. No, it's not the best thing. It's just a door opener. That's all it is. It's a door opener. I give you this little piece of gold here. Here's this gold chain right here. You like this? Come into my jewelry store now. I show you some platinum. Let me show you some platinum. Here's a little bit of platinum over here. Here's a little palladium, way more rare than gold. You want that? You want the best of the best, or what do you want? You want to play with this gold here like the normies, or do you want some platinum, some palladium? You want some other things? Huh? You want to be the best of the best or not? You want to wear your Apple Watch, or you want this crazy watch that some architect somewhere spent his entire life making and it's worth $1 million? Which one you want, right? One, you're going to be able to have some utility, but the other one's going to make a statement. So it's a door opener. XRP is the classic watch. It's the moneymaker. It's the best of the best. I'm just saying. You could disagree with that, to each his own. I'm fine with that. I only speak for me. I'm comfortable with speaking for me, right? Now, wait, this document right here. Now, this is a PDF, another PDF from the Bank of International Settlements. It's titled A Proposal for Retail Central Bank Digital Currency Architecture. Listen, folks, I know you're in the big leagues now. There's a lot of new subscribers to the channel. You're in the big leagues now, not because of this channel, because of this information here. And because now we're so close to this new age of crypto. They're telling you, Wall Street is telling you, oh, tokenization. BlackRock, oh, tokenization, oh, blockchain, DLT. The government, the military, U.S. military has been experimenting with DLT technologies for the longest time now. We covered that. We're winning in so many ways. It's so close to something massive happening. Massive. And we're about to be unleashed for the first time. It's never happened before. We've been locked down for so long in crypto. Bloody bear markets bogging us down. People running away from crypto, abandoning us. Regulators biting at the heel of our shoes. Now, for the first time, we're going to be unleashed. You think we're not ready to run wild? But wait. This document begins right here. Listen to this. A CBDC. They're talking about retail, folks. Retail. A CBDC could be the foundation. People are not understanding. If they're telling you the private sector, they want the private sector to lead the way. If that actually happens and they want this to be the foundation, how significant do you believe that is? It has to be. It must be very significant. If it's very significant, that's a hell of a lot of value coming. I don't know when timeline. How would I know? I don't work with these people. You make your own decision. If somebody can figure it out, then you believe in yourself, you figure out the timeline. I don't know. I don't work for Ripple. I don't work for BIS. I just know what's there as far as being a researcher, not a psychic, a researcher. So a CBDC could be the foundation for advanced functionalities as well. Which functionalities do they consider advanced? We've already shown the implementation of many different functionalities. So what's more advanced than what we're doing now? You see the eyes, right? You know. And what happens when they do that? What happens when across the world they're implementing those advanced functionalities? People have no idea the possibility of what's coming. They're going to get so caught off guard thinking they've seen it all. That's a mistake. Being a know-it-all or I've seen it all. See, that's a very great weakness. Very great weakness. That's how you get caught off guard, right? That's how you get hit with the punch you didn't know was coming. But wait, for advanced functionalities as well as new types of arrangements. What have we been talking about? Now, I'm going to touch on this very lightly. I'm not even going to go deep. 2 light things. Delegation, staking. No, 3 things. Delegation, staking, and lending. That's light. That's real light. They're talking about going way beyond that. This is not the first time or the first entity we heard say this. They're ready to go all the way. So let them tell you. Let them tell you. You don't have to believe them, but you should at least listen to what they're saying. It says, as well as new types of arrangements and transactions. As new settlement assets, CBDCs have the potential to foster innovation, payment efficiency, and security by supporting different financial solutions. Look how they're being vague. Why are they being vague with you right now? There's something they don't want you to know. They don't want you to get too bullish. Oh, you getting excited? No, you better not. We're going to say a lot without saying a lot. But the wise who have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, they know because they did the research. Wait, let's keep going. This payment efficiency is smart contracts. See, what they don't want you to know, that also, like I said, that AI is coming in. That's why certain entities on the XRPL looking into AI, investing in AI. That's why Ripple was looking into AI. How far have they come with that research? I wonder. See, Ripple talked about that a while ago. They usually act pretty quickly now, don't they? I wonder how far they've gotten with their AI research and practice of implementation. And when that kicks in, boom. Wait. It says, and programmability. In a tokenized environment, CBDCs can act as a bridge between traditional and decentralized finance, enabling seamless transactions and enhancing liquidity. Now, another thing they talk about in here are the wallets, right? They have a little thing in here, a picture, I think is on page 17 of how things work. There's a few different pictures in here. I think it's page 17 or 18. Take a look for yourself where they talk about the intermediaries and the wallets. That's a completely different, very powerful aspect. Here's the problem with that they've been having with wallets across the globe. Now, with the few that have rolled out their CBDCs, the people don't want to use their wallets. 1, 2, when they're sending the CBDCs, like they get a paycheck or something like that, like in China, they send the money as a CBDC to the wallet. The people are emptying that out as quick, liquidating that as quick as possible. They're not even they're barely even using it. And the governments and the central banks have a problem with that. Like, whoa, wait a minute, this is not what we meant. But the people resist in different ways. So their wallets are not accepted. But wait, what happens when you give the people, we come as the private sector, right? We come to them and say, hey, we're the private sector. We got a wallet that's yours. 1, you control your information. Two, you can earn extra with delegation, staking, or lending your capital out now. You don't have to even go to a bank. You do it directly. Just do it yourself. 5, 6, 7 different things like that. The people want it. You see? And who's going to say no to us if they're saying the private sector should lead the way? This is why they don't want this. They don't want this information mainstream. They don't. They don't. Because it was the people have an opportunity to set themselves free. I don't know how long this door is going to remain open, how many years it's going to be. I don't know. Maybe it's permanent, maybe it's not. I don't think it's permanent at all. I don't. Because I think, just like many different assets that go up and go down in value, I think there's going to be a window where people could buy into certain things cheap. Listen, let me just say this before I say this. Not financial advice. This is just my thoughts, my humble opinion. It's a logical stream of thoughts when you're going down this pathway. I think there's only going to be a short amount of time where people can get into things at a reasonable price and get enough of it where they're set for life. A lot of people, that already happened to a lot of people already. Let's be real. So the next few explosions, I don't know. People want to start watching the doorway. Is the doorway widening or is it closing? Is it stabilizing on these opportunities? So with lending, staking, delegation, where they control their own information. And now, if you read that document, it was one of the documents we covered recently where they actually went over the selling of information. Did you read that? Remember, I told you. See, now what they're trying to do, they want you and everyone around the world to opt in to be able to provide extra information that's on top of what they already been pretty much stealing, pretty much. Let's be real. They're putting stuff on your computer and your phone and you don't know it's there. You know, whether it's in small writing or not, and some verbiage somewhere, you don't know it. And they're just taking your information on what websites you go to, little pieces of your financial information and selling it for big money. Come on now. People don't want that. But when the people find out that they can opt out of that completely, they don't have to do that with this particular wallet offering or decentralized technology. You even have DLT phones, like whatever that Solana phone was. But it puts the people in charge of making that money. You want to make some money? You sell your own information. You make that big money instead of some company you've never even heard of before. You don't even know they're taking your stuff. That is a game changer. That's one of the reasons why all of this is popping off right now. It's either they're going to make that money, or we're going to make that money. It's one of the two. It's a battle right now, a race right now. They're trying to shake everybody out. They're trying to distract everybody. Here's this new meme coin. That's cool, beautiful, nice. Make that money. Okay, but let's stay focused on the real solid stuff here. Let's not forget about the real stuff here. I'm just saying, like, you disagree with that? I'm just saying. It's my humble opinion. Now, wait, let's close out here. I don't want to go too far, all right? You all can go read these documents for yourself. They're out there. Let me close out with a little bit of Bitcoin news because now I think the video is getting a little bit too long. Bitcoin institutional adoption accelerates as ETF filings show investor appetite. Why? Why is it accelerating, folks? Huh? If Bitcoin was dead like people used to tell us, well, clearly it wasn't dead. It roared back to life and is looking beautiful right now, even with a little bit of dips and corrections, right? But if Bitcoin was on a downward spiral, like some new article writers are saying recently, very pessimistic, then why is Bitcoin institutional adoption accelerating? You think that the companies, I like to say this, I love it. You think the companies are here to make some peanuts? You think they're here to make some small money? No, that's illogical. They're here because they know that there's a possibility, and I guarantee a high possibility, which is most part is going to be manufactured. I believe, I'm not a psychic, I believe it's going to be manufactured. Big time. They're waiting, they're testing. See, you notice how they started a little wee push in the mainstream media, then they pull it back. Then they give a little push, then they pull it back. It's psychological conditioning. They're massaging the minds of the people to get open to Bitcoin now that they shut them off all those years, psychologically speaking. Now they're opening them back up. They believe they have that much control over the people. They do. And once they do enough of that conditioning, that massaging, oh, Bitcoin is good. Bitcoin, they're going to keep busting them over the head with that. Bitcoin is good. Bitcoin is good. All they got to do is press that button. Boom. Now that was too soft. Hold up a second. I was like, boop. No, that's too soft. Hey, erase that for your memory. He's like, boop. See that bass in the voice? That's real manly. Boop. No, but seriously, all they have to do is press that button. And kablooey. That media gets to telling them this is good. Listen, they told them to get a cup. And everybody was running out there. I need a cup. I need this cup. You can set the cup on fire. It can't be destroyed. A cup? Listen, I'm just one example. What do you think they can do with Bitcoin? And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I say to you this. Now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.